making quickly heat up. And now let's begin. How do you say the River of England? Not the River of England, that's so stupid. The River of London. It's oh my god. I don't know how to speak now, guys. I just filmed one of me reading a fanfiction and it went great. This one is the one that's not gonna go as well, so I'm so sorry. He occasionally oh my god, I don't know how to speak, guys. But some kind could and starts to Hello everyone and welcome to a new video here in my channel. If you're new and you don't know me, hi, I'm Ra and I make book writing and Formula 1 content here in this channknow. And if you're not new and you already know who I am, hi, welcome back to a new video. For today, I am super excited because I am filming a Formula 1 fanfiction reading ao3 fanfictions video kind of thing. If you don't know this because you're new, I have been reading and filming F1 fanfiction videos for quite a while now. I love to do that. I love to just get on ao3 and read some F1 fanfictions because they're so good. Some of them are literally pieces of art. And in today's video, I'm actually going to be reading this very random fanfiction that I found after going through different tags. And I need to read it out loud and show it to you because this is just crazy. So I found this fanfiction called Christmas Day Service. I will leave it linked in case you're interested in this very crazy thing. But this fanfiction is actually a Formula E and Formula 3, Formula 2 driver fanfiction. So the main two characters are Dan Ticktum and Luke Browning. And this is just crazy. I love them both. They're my two favorite drivers in Formula 2 now because Luke is in Formula 2 and in Formula E. And I found this after just a very long time looking for fanfictions for these videos. And I was like, I have to read it for you. So I'm here, ready to read it. I am super excited. There are 2 chapters out right now and there are only going to be 3. There's going to be one more part after the second. And we're going to be reading both chapters today. So be ready for a very long video. Let's begin with chapter 1, which is called Going to Church. The summary of this says, Luke Browning had spent Christmas with Dan Ticktum and his family after the 2 young drivers got to know each other after the Macau Grand Prix. The one, I think, is the one where Luke Browning won. And I actually loved it. It was the best weekend of my life that weekend, to be honest. While walking to their Christmas lunch, the 2 men stumbled upon a spooky church on the banks of the Thames. Despite Luke's initial misgivings, things quickly heated up. Okay, this is a very random pairing. It makes no sense. But it's gonna make me so happy. So enjoy, please. If you're excited to the video, subscribe, turn on notifications to notify when I post a brand new video. And now let's begin with it because I cannot hold myself anymore. Let's start doing this. The first chapter is called Going to Church. So I think it is when they find this church near the Thames. The Thames? How do you pronounce the Thames? The Thames? The Thames? The Thames? Tell me, please. I have no idea how to say that right now. The sun has almost finished setting on Christmas Day 2023, but Luke and Dan are still walking out. Engrossed in chatting about the weird parallels between their racing careers, they made it all the way to historic Byford before turning back and retracing their steps along the muddy river sail path. They meet nobody else, not even another dog walker. The few narrowboats dotted along the bank are dark and sometimes half sunk after the recent flood. It's as though the whole of England is sleeping off its collective Christmas food coma. The high winds of the last few days have faded with the daylight, leaving the countryside still and relevant. With nobody else around, Milo, Dan's family's lurcher, has been off the lead of the most of the walk. He's dark from trots just ahead of Dan, obedient but ungainly on his 3 legs. He occasionally springs up to nuzzle Luke, who seems to be his new favorite person. Oh my god! I'm going insane, guys. I'm actually going insane. I'm gonna hold the mic because I love to hold the mic, and I want to practice because I'm actually thinking about creating a podcast. So if you want to see that, please let me know. And what topic should I do it on? Please also let me know. So let's read this. I'm super excited. Oh my god, I'm going crazy, guys. This is going insane. Okay. Luke can still feel the slight sting between his legs as he walks, as a rousing reminder of how he and Dan spent Christmas morning. It's hard to believe that just a couple of weeks ago, he was at the FIA Awards Gala with a woman, but look at how that turned out. If he's completely honest with himself, he'd been losing interest for a while, looking for a way out. When she started flirting with Paul Aaron, he realized that he didn't actually care. That was a certain inevitability to it, just as there was with Dan. Ever since they reconnected at the Macau Grand Prix after party and talked until early hours in the morning, it had seemed like only a matter of time before Dan coached him into bed and made Luke question everything he thought he knew about sex. Guys, this is crazy. What do you mean Luke's ex-girlfriend decided to flirt with Paul Aaron? I'm going insane, and this is very well written, so I'm actually feeling it very close to my heart. Oh my god, I'm gonna end up crying with this. They're only a mile or so away from Dan's parents' house when they spot the church. It's more of a chapel, really. It is surely can't be much bigger than one room. The church is set back from the riverside path, separated by iron railings and a small path of grassy field. Its simply outline is clear against the clear evening sky. Here and there, the tree juts up, hinting a thicker woodland beyond. Even in the dim light, the dark red tiles in the church roof contrast with the square tower at one end, which seemed to be clad in pale wooden slats. "Is that a church?" asks Luke. "Look like one to me," quips Dan, giving Luke a playful nudge. "Well, obviously." Luke rolls his eyes at Dan in return. "I meant, is it still used as a church?" "I don't know. My dad would know more about it than me. You should ask him when we get back. I don't think it's used for services anymore, but it hasn't been turned into housing or anything, if that's what you mean." "Shall we take a closer look?" "Sure. I've been inside a couple of times before, but it will be locked now." Dan leads the way. The two men cross the field that separates the church from the river, following the path leading to the tower. All of a sudden, Luke notices a glimmer of orange light in the window at the other end of the building. It's so faint, it can't be sure it's not an illusion. "Oh, do you see that?" says Luke, gesturing into the direction of the window. "Is there a light on inside?" "Dunno," replies Dan. "Perhaps there's someone in there after dark on Christmas Day. Could be some kind of satanic ritual." Dan's eyes glint at a prospect. He snorts and then stops at his tracks. At the same time, Luke realizes that they can all see the way through the church. Both of its doors are wide open, giving a glimpse of what looks like thick undergrowth in the field beyond. "Wow," says Dan. "I can't believe it's open." "It's normally locked then." "After dark, yes." As the two men reach the entrance, Luke peers at the sign next to the door and starts to read parts of it out loud. Milo has already bounded inside, keen to explore. Milo. I'm gonna have to do something with the with this sound, because I think it is very loud right now, or when I'm filming it, not when you're watching, but whatever. Just a little insight of what it's like to film and edit and stuff. Anyway, the dog went in. The click-clacking of the three posts of the tile floor can be heard echoing through the drafting building. It says here that the church probably dates back to the 12th century. It was built to serve a boatsman on the river over there, which makes complete sense when you think about it. A charity bought the church in the 1980s, saved it from being demolished or turned into offices. It was restored and now it's open to public most days. "Is that enough of a story lesson for you today?" teases Dan, striding through an open door and into the church. He immediately screams, making Luke leap backwards with fright. Dan can only keep up the presence of a second before dissolving into laughter. He reaches across and grabs Luke's arm, pulling him past the thick slab of door into the church. Luke immediately looks at his right for a source of the mysterious light he saw from the outside. He's relieved to see not a satanic ritual in process, but two small votive candles flickering gently next to the altar. They cast a surprising amount of light over the arcing beams of the roof. There's enough light at the back of the church for Luke to make out a dark figure of Milo leaping up at what looks like a baptismal font, his tongue lolling out of the mouth. Turning to Dan, Luke says, "Do you think we should tie Milo up outside? It feels a bit blasphemous to let him run free in here when he's so overexcited. That's it now. The reply is Dan smirking and looking straight to Luke's eyes. I can think of more blasphemous things. Dan ticktum! What the helly? I mean, yes, I can too, but like, Dan? Oh my god! Oh my god, okay. Luke's stomach lurches. His mind races to the implications, but he doesn't reply. Dan nevertheless calls Smile to heel and takes the dog outside, presumably to tie his lead to the railings outside. Silently alone, Luke takes in his surroundings. The church is charmingly rustic inside. Its walls are mostly whitewashed, save for a couple of inscriptions of the ancient Luke painting fragment. 2 rows of rustic wooden pews there to the simple altar, which would be lit by 2 dangling candle bars, if they contained any candles. In fact, looking around, doesn't seem to be any signs of electric light at all. No light switches, no plug pocket, no CCTV cameras. Luke decides that the various prayer books scattered around and the list of current hymns on the walls must be for a show. There's no way a church this small and old-fashioned can still be active place of worship. Deep in thought, Luke jumps when he feels a pair of hands snacking around his waist. He tilts his head to the side, only to meet Dan's lips nuzzling against his neck. He slides into the touch and leans backwards towards Dan, his mind racing at full throttle. Oh my god, this is going crazy. Okay. Oh my god, 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 oh god. Okay, chapter 2, the confession. Oh my god, okay. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm going insane, guys. This is going crazy and it's very well written. Oh my god. My 2 babies are about to be very gay and I'm all here for it. Oh my god. I'm about to actually start crying. What is this? Okay. Luke's just about to turn around to kiss Dan properly before hopefully dragging him back to his parents' house into bed again. When Dan stops kissing his neck, instead of bows a cool breeze against a wet patch of skin. At the same time, his big hands encircle Luke's chest, pulling him closer until their bodies are presented together all the way down. Dan's lips move upwards from the right side of Luke's neck to his ear. I think you need to, Dan says darkly. He's so close to Luke now that their 2 pulses throb together at the neck. Confess. Dan almost whispers the word, but does it with such intensity that Luke immediately feels the blood rushing on his neck. Confess, he asks tentatively, even though he already has a good idea of what Dan is thrusting at. Instead of answering, Dan spins Luke around on the tilted floor, grabs, oh my god, this is gonna go crazy, grabs both of his hands and pulls him towards the nearby confessional. Luke squints in the gloom as he steps into the confessor half of the wooden box, pulling the door shut behind him. The whine of the door hinges is answered by a low-pitched creak on the priest's side of the confessional. Luke sits down on the rough wooden bench, which feels cool in the unheated building. No effect, though, on the warmth that settles on his crotch, yearning for Dan to touch him there again. Oh my freaking god. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't know this was going to get to this. And I am here for it, but at the same time, I don't know if I can read it on YouTube. This is crazy. Ahead, Luke can just about to make elaborate carvings on the inside of the door at the odds of the simple piety of the rest of the church. The 2 men sit separately at solid wooden barrier at the metal grill starting the chest height. Not that it makes much difference in this gloom. Luke's rarely set foot on the church. He's certainly never been to confession, but he somehow knows to stay silent and wait for Dan to speak. For several seconds, there's nothing but heavy breathing and the instant cry of a red kite. Then Dan's voice cuts into darkness. I need you to confess how long you've been thinking about us. I need you to be more specific. Me? Fucking you? Luke swallows, feeling slightly dazed and how hard he suddenly becomes. He reaches a hand down to readjust himself his tight jeans to shift his into more comfortable position. He almost gets away with it when a distinct wooden kick seems to tip Dan's off. Don't you fucking dare to touch yourself, Dan yells, and Luke immediately freezes. God sees everything, says Dan, with smoke audible in his voice. God hears everything too. Luke's wondering whether he's gone too far. He's answered by what sounds like a palm smacking at the wood of bench. He hears the metallic echo around the church, feeling the reverberation shaking its way through his tights. Shut the fuck up, Dan spits, and answer the question. Luke can't be sure
how much of this is real anymore, how much of it is a game. But his body doesn't care. He considers lying for a split second, then opens his mouth, powerless as the truth splits out. For months, maybe longer. Let's freaking go! Yes! That is beyond the button metal, waiting for once. He is raised and fall, everything gives away that he is still there, listening intently. Luke continues, I've liked you for ages, even while you were still in with Williams. Weren't you with that girlfriend then? Yes, Luke answers, a little irritated at the mention of her. The relationship lasted a couple of years, but already feels like a lifetime ago. I always felt like something was missing with her, to be honest, and I guess now I know what that thing was. I can't say that, let's jump that. Well, she could have done that. And did she? Absolutely not. She was definitely a vanilla kind of girl. We didn't really do much. Good, then interrupts. You have no idea how much it turns me on to have been. The first one is... I can't read that either. Okay, whoever wrote this, I love you, but at the same time, this is crazy. I don't know this is gonna be like this, and I want to read the entire... Oh my god. Okay, let me jump that little part. Okay, wait. Dan just asked Luke to touch himself. Okay, I think I'm gonna actually stop here, because what the hell? Okay, well, let me see if I can jump. So if I okay, no, yeah. Apparently they just, yeah, like, that's how it ends, basically. That's gonna be the end of the chapter, guys. I'm not gonna read anything else because it goes crazy. But oh my lord, what is this? I love you, Formula Lizard, who's the person who wrote this and published it. At the same time, you're crazy. Like, of course it's not gonna happen. It's a very weird combo, but I'm loving it and I'm here for it. So yeah, thank you so much for writing this. This is crazy. Okay, let's finish the video. Okay, guys, let's finish the video because this is insane. I hope you can hear me well now, and I hope you don't see the mic because I've put it back in the little like stand that I have for it. So thank you so much for watching this very crazy weird video. I loved it and I hope you did too. It is very weird and crazy and the combo makes no sense, but I'm obsessed with it. So thank you so much for watching. If you did like it, please like, subscribe and turn on the notifications so you're gonna find when I post brand new videos. They're usually about books, but every once in a while I do post reading F1 fanfictions, and I think this is the weirdest one I've read so far. But if you want to see any of the others, I will leave the playlist linked just in case you're interested, and I will also leave this fanfiction linked as well, just in case any of you wants to know what happens after the part I decided not to read, because oh my god, oh my freaking lord, that is crazy. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and yeah, bye.